What's up, guys? So I am so tired. It's the first of the month, and I have a reinstated consultant that is asking how to do orders and whatnot. So I was going to do a video and post it onto my channel. So if you are not a consultant, you may look at this and be like, I have absolutely no interest in this. That's cool. If you want to stick around and see a little bit of behind the scenes, you're more than welcome to. If you're a consultant and you don't know how to enter orders, here we go. So let's get started. So we're going to start off with the Workstation website. It is, I believe, it's like workstation.scentsy.us or workstation.scentsy.com. It's one of those. It's the website you will go to and log in once you have gotten your consultant ID and your password. So when you first sign up, or you're reinstating or anything like that, you're going to get all that information, and that's what you're going to do to go ahead and log in. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and get into what is called the dashboard. So the dashboard is basically an overview of every single thing that it's kind of like quick references that you can get to what you need through the dashboard pretty quickly. So the top part, you got the Scentsy dashboard, then you got all of the links above here. This is through desktop, so keep in mind, through mobile, the menu is just off to the side instead, but it's still the same. You'll still have dashboard, orders, and whatnot. All of that's still the same. But I'm doing this on the computer, so it's panned out more. And then below that is just kind of a basic information. Is actually, I don't know if I ever really messed with any of this. Okay, hold on. Scan and connect. It's been a while since I even dived into scan and connect, so I'm not going to do that on this video because I actually need to mess with it some more. But from my understanding is I think you can send, like, have them scan something and then they can enter their information. I think that's what it is, and I could be wrong. Don't hold me to it. Simply invite. This is all about helping training when it comes to sponsoring. And then the new marketing hub, and we will get into that later, but it's your marketing images and stuff that you can use. And then below that is where you're going to get into monthly performance, customer engagement, and news and announcements. The monthly performance just gives you an overview of where you're at right now in your sales, PRV, personal retail volume, and the GWV, which is group wholesale volume. So when you start building a team, that number, you can start seeing like where you're at with everything. And then customer engagement, this is where how many new customers you're getting, prospects of customers, people that are not buying, and people that are currently buying. News and announcements, this is all your news tab and is the most important part of what you need to do as a consultant. That is what's going to help you keep up to date on anything that's going on within the Scentsy universe. This is the joining promotions, any type of bundles and sales they're doing. This is new collections coming out. All of that's in there, but we will get into that a little bit later. I think I'm going to focus on this video on orders, so I'm not going to get into a lot of all that. I'm just giving you a straight overview of what the dashboard looks like. And then from there, you got connect tasks. There is actually a Scentsy Connect that we have as an app that lets us keep track of our follow-ups, when we need to do the follow-ups. This is even like your first order, your 30, I think, or 60, I think it's 30. Maybe 60 types of follow-ups, even product promotions. If there's products that Scentsy's releasing that they have run some type of report and they say this customer will likely like this type of collection, all of it's there for you to do that, to be able to have really good touch points with your customers. It's a really, really nice little feature. Then you have recent orders. You have the available commissions. Scentsy has added this, I think technically last year, but this year they tweaked it to where if you close out a party, let's say it's $500 and you really need that money right now, you don't want to wait till next month, then you can actually do an instant pay and pay $1.50 fee and have that money sent to you immediately. So you have full access to your commission, you don't have to wait for a month in order to get it. The success path skills is basically kind of like a guide to help you achieve your next goal, where you're trying to go. If you're trying to promote, this is this one's a superstar consultant path, and you can kind of go from there and do training and anything like that. So that is your basics of your dashboard. Now we're gonna get into orders. The first thing I'm gonna do with orders is that I'm gonna show you how to start or create a party first. Create the party first, because anything you gotta do, you always have to create the party first anyway. So we're just gonna get started with the basics of how to start a party. So we're gonna hover over orders, and again, if you're doing mobile, it's usually like a little 3-line. You click on it and you go to orders. I think it might be that. I don't really use the workstation much through mobile unless I really need something. Other than that, I work in here, so that's what I go through. But anyway, so we're gonna do create a party. And then from here, you can name your party whatever yours going to be. We're just going to do random orders for the scenario of this. We're going to hit continue, and then your host. Your host is either going to be you, because you don't have a host, or somebody who's hosting a party with you. So if you have a Jane Doe that wants to do a party for you and you're setting up her party for that, you would put in Jane Doe's information. For all purposes of this video, is just the host is going to be you as the consultant. So we're just going to hit that. And this is also where if you need to change where something's going to get shipped, this is where your party is going to be shipped at, is the address you have here. So if that is not where you want your order to be shipped to, this is where you would change it, and you would click on one-time address, and then you can put in the information that you want to. This also goes for if you have a host and they have a different address than what you have on file. This is where you can do that in here. Just letting you know. And just in case. Now let's move on. I know some of my stuff I have it blocked out, so I'm going at it. Anyway, you get the point. Anyway, so this is the party page. This is what happens when the customer goes onto the website, and when they send a link and they can see the party page. I don't use the party page, so I don't do anything with this. If you know somebody that uses a party page, I would say watch that, because I don't use this. I just skip right down to end date. I leave everything on here. If you do want to change it, you can change what the title says. You can change what the body says. This is what the customers will read when they're on this page. You can pick the video or image or whatever you want that will show. And you see the numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is telling you where it's all going to, like, where this is going to show up as. But again, I don't mess with any of this stuff. Feature products. This is probably the only one that I will. Sometimes I will change and pick a different, I don't know, Pack, and pick a different thing. Like if I'm doing a type of party and the hosts, I know what kind of products they like or what they're looking for, I may actually feature those products and say, you know, the host really is having this on their wish list and something like that. Occasionally I will do that, but it's usually not often. I usually just skip to the end date. So the end date is how long you want the party to end. I think typically it's 2 weeks. We're just going to keep that, but you can change it. It has a little mark that says this is today's date, so 2 weeks will put you on the 15th. That is when it will end. You can change it to, if you want it to the end of June, you can move it into the next month if you want. Keep in mind that typically after 90 days, the party link will actually be deleted. So you want to make sure that whatever you're doing with this party, you need to close it before 90 days. You don't want to lose the host rewards. So we're just going to go back and make it on the 15th and hit continue. Also, if I go back to party page, let's say you are starting a party and you don't want it on your website. Let's say it's just something you're entering on your end and you're about to close it anyway, and you don't want anything on it online. You don't want a customer to accidentally click on it while you're entering it and closing it. You can click here and make sure the page is not on the website. So you can do that as well. I normally literally just go into this, go down to end date, pick the date I want, hit continue, and move on. That's usually what I do. From here, this is all you need to do after you've set up the party. If you're setting up the party and you want to send the link to your customer, you can click on copy link, and then you can start sending it out to people and letting them order online. You can go ahead and start entering orders if you're ready to do that, or you can go ahead and edit the party page if you made a mistake or something of that. Or for my case right now is that I'm done for now. We're going to show you how to do an individual order that you can attach to this party. So I'm going to go ahead and click on I'm done for now, and then we'll move into the individual orders. So now we're going to do the orders. So if you were to click just on orders, it will take you to this, hold on, stop it. It will take you to this page. If you hover over orders, you can click on start an individual order as well. So it doesn't really matter any which way you want to do it, but I normally just do individual order and just click on, no wait, that's not what I want. Start individual order. All right, so this is where you will put if it's a customer or if you're shipping it to yourself. So in this case, we're going to do myself, but you can just type in a customer's name. If you do not have a customer in your contacts yet, this is where you also can add them to your contacts at the same time. So we're just going to do myself. And then it'll ask you attach order to a party. This is where the random orders that we just collected, that's where you would attach it to. Always create a party and attach your orders to that if you do not have enough to enter it as a party. A qualifying party, they keep going back and forth on this. I think it's 250. It might be 200. I think it's still 250. I think the 200 active is now that, but 250 is the party. Anyway, so if you don't have, let's say you only have $50 and you don't have enough to close out a party, but you really need to go ahead and enter this order because you don't want the items to sell out, you don't want anything like that. This is where you will do an individual order and you will attach the party or the order to the party. So that way later, let's say in a month from now, you have enough for an actual party. Now you can take, you can close out the party. So you can go ahead and close it out and you still reap in the rewards of all of those individual or online orders. You're still able to do that. The orders, whether they're online or individual, doesn't matter. The party's closed, the orders will still process and will still ship. So you do not have to worry about anything of that unless you're putting the order in the party. Then you have to worry about that. But if they're individual orders or online orders, either one of those, the party is completely separate from the order. Just the order is attached to the party. That's it. So after we're done here, same thing, shipping address. It gives you an option of whether you want to ship it to the address or you want to have a different address. So same thing, you can update it here if you need to. Save and continue. And then from here is where you would enter the party, or not enter, but enter orders. I'm just going to type something just to show you how to do that. I will get more into how to enter things, but I'm just going to show you how the next screen. So I just needed to add something on here. So this shows you what the product is. You'll also will see the PRV. This is the personal retail volume. This is what you will get paid off of. This is how the earned commission will come off of this. If there's any discount, so let's say I did 4. So, well, hold on. Then let's do 3. All right. So if you were to do like 3 fragrance flowers, there's a bundle for that and you save 10%. So it shows you the bundle. It shows you what you're saving from that. And you can view it here, 10% off 3 fragrance flowers and all that. I'm pretty sure I thought there was some other special with fragrance flowers this month. Maybe that's online. I don't know. Anyway, but we're just going to keep moving. So then you go to checkout, and then from checkout, that is where you will put in your card information. It's where the shipping comes in, and that's where the tax comes in, and you're able to kind of confirm everything. Where is it being shipped to? What party is it attached to? And payment information and all that stuff like that. And then once you now you can actually split payments. So let's say if somebody is ordering, but it's 2 people ordering, and you're having it shipped to 1 person, you can split the payments up in here. You can put their information in there and then pay different amount. I didn't know Venmo was on there. I don't ever use any of that, but I guess Venmo got at it. So I don't ever use it, so I never pay attention to it. So, but that is how you basically will do an individual order, and you will submit it and all that fun stuff. So now we're going to go back to orders. And I'm going to show you how to enter a customer through that party, as well as host rewards and how to enter all of that. All that fun stuff. All right, so we're going to go back to, so I always forget that I have to, if I click on orders, it will take me here and then I can't see my open orders. So I have to hover over the orders and click on open orders. I already have a party, the May's online orders, that I'm actually ready to close. So I'm going to do that one instead of random orders because I actually don't need random orders. So I'm going to go ahead and just delete it. So now you can see how that's done. But I don't need this one. I've already opened a June online order. So the random orders will just get deleted. It'll say, yes, do you want to delete it? Or whoops, maybe I need to keep it. We're going to delete it. So we're going to move on. little bit of a moment that I kind of panicked that I hit the wrong button. But we're going to get into May's online orders. This is the one I'm about to close. So we're going to click on edit orders, and then this takes me to the party cart. The party summary. This shows how much the host space is, any PRV. The reason why it says 0 is because all of my orders that count towards this party were done online. So I'm not getting any PRV because I've already gotten the PRV from the online orders when they ordered it, which was most likely last month. This just gives you what type of discount you're getting. Once I start adding in the host rewards, you'll start seeing it. As well as if I want to get free shipping on this order, I need to add an additional $400 of sales in order to get shipping free on this order. Then it shows the rewards, how many half off items I've earned, and how much host credit I've earned. Every party always gives you a perpetual party reward. Don't ever skip on this one. Every party assumes that you're booking a party off of a party because we're a party company. So every party will always have an extra half off item. You can assign this to somebody. You can use it for yourself. It does not matter. A lot of times when you book a party off of another party, let's say host 1 is closing out a party and host 2 wants to book the party and wants the host 1 to get the credit. Then when you are closing out host 2's party, you're going to assign the perpetual party reward to host 1 because that is their half off item. They earned it for getting a party booked off of their own party. Keep in mind that that half off item does not count towards host rewards. It does not count towards the party at all. So if the host still wants to help contribute to host 2's party, host 1 will have to order something else in addition to that. And I'll show you what that looks like in a minute. Then we have the host cart. This is my cart. This is what I have. The host reward fee is just there to tell you you have not used all of your host rewards. Do not pay this. Make sure you use your host rewards so you're not wasting $5. Understood? All right. Then this is where you would add your host credits. This is where you add your half off items. A lot of times I have hosts that will ask me if I can use host credits towards the half off items, and this is great example that I cannot. They're literally separate in the system. Host credits are under one tab, half off items is under a separate tab. I cannot mix them both. They're completely separate. Then attach orders. This is all of the orders that were done during the month of May. Or however long, because sometimes I'll keep a party open for like 2 or 3 months until I'm ready to close it out. So like right now, I may actually hold off June and July and maybe even August before I close out the next online party, unless it gets really up there and I really want to use it. Otherwise, I would actually just keep it rolling until I'm ready to close it so I can use the half off items for other things that I know are going to be more expensive, so I use it for that. So I'm going to go ahead and add a guest, and I'm going to add myself. I have a separate customer or guest that's Angela Phillips Supplies, because I use this for anytime I'm doing some sort of like supply related promo marketing. Like if I'm going to, I'll show you in a minute, but if I'm going to add maybe a whip box, I would put it under here so I know at tax time I can write it off. So we're going to go ahead and say save and add to products. But if you have a whole bunch of guests, just add them all in here now. Just get them all done and then go into your carts. But if you don't, just click on save and add products to cart. So like I mentioned about the, we'll do the whip box. A lot of times just type what it is. It'll pop up. Almost always will pop up. Unless they get, I don't know, weird with their namings. But I just type it in. But that is how you can add a customer to your cart, and that is how you add that, and you will see. So what was I doing? Oh yeah, half off item. Let me go click here, and I can't use Whipbox as a half off item. You can on Scentsy Club, but you cannot do it in parties. So we're gonna do the flower. All right. So the flower is half off $9. The whip box is $35, 28 PRV. Keep in mind that not all products we get full PRV from the price. A lot of times, the whip box included, the licensed products are not like they're different. Like the bar is $7, but we get like $6 or $6.50 of PRV on it. So just keep that in mind. There are things that we have that the retail price versus what we get paid commission are not the same. And so if you're somebody that needs to get to 200 to get active and you're relying on that amount, everything adds up to $200. You have to make sure you're paying attention to the PRV of it, not the retail of it. So here, June whip box there, Amazon Rain, $9. If you scroll back up to party summary, you will see that the PRV you're getting is $28. The $9 does not count because it's half off item. The $9 does not count on the host base. If I go back down and remove this, $694.60, I'm going to remove the flower. It does not change the host. Oh my God, move it. Shoot, shoot, shoot. There we go. It does not change the host base. So the half off item does not change it. So if you have a host that booked off of another host and that first host is getting their half off item, make sure they are aware that their order, if they're only using the half off item, it does not count towards the host two's host base. They would have to order something else. So now, I don't think I'm actually going to get the whiff box, to be honest. I don't think I want. I do know what I do want. I just don't remember what it's called. It's something with donuts. It's these, but it's a 3-pack. What is, I don't remember what it's called. Or hold on. What is it called? I know it because the scent description was like, oh, this actually smells very good. Okay, Oh So Sweet is what it's called. All right, I plan on wanting this. I'm going to use this as my half off item. So I'm going to type this up. Oh So Sweet is a 3-bar pack. And that way I now can get this and write it off into the next year, technically. The $9 will be written off as an expense. And I don't think there's anything else that I want. I don't think so. I don't know. Anyway, I do have to add a customer, so I'm gonna go ahead and add her, and then I'm gonna go ahead and okay. So I'm gonna do a 6-pack, but I'm gonna show you something that you could be mindful of and keep that in mind. So let's say, for example, this customer is purchasing a scent of the month and the warmer of the month together. I had a customer that did this last month, and there's 2 ways to enter the 6-pack. So we're gonna do red. Okay, so I'm looking for this one. All right, so we're gonna do 6. I think I have 6. No, I do not have 6. I now have 6. Okay, $29.16 is how much 6 bars for red, white, and berry. Wait, that's the wrong one. Oh my gosh, I did the wrong one. Hold on. Sparkle. No. Where is that? Oh, there we go. All right, I found it. There we go. We found the right one now. I was like, that's anyway. All right, that was still the same price. Am I in the same one? Okay, yeah. So the savings stack. The center of the month is already 10% off, and if I order the 6-pack bars, I get an additional 10% off. So the savings stack. If I would have done a 6-pack and entered it that way, I'll put it on this one. I just type in 6 in a space and it pops up 6 Scentsy bars. That is the bundle where it's the buy 5, get 1 free. This works if you do not have things that are already 10% off or the clearance bars and stuff like that. If you have clearance bars and you have the center of the month, it might actually be cheaper to just put the 6 bars in the cart and not worry about the bundle. This is the bundle. This is the 6 for $30. It's only available as a consultant. We are the only ones that can actually enter the 6-pack of bars now. So we're gonna build the bundle, and we're just gonna pick a bar and we're just gonna do 6 of it. So that way you can start seeing it. So 6 Scentsy bars, and it's all you need is love. 6 bars, it's $30 versus these 6 bars, because red, white, and sparkle is on sale and you get an additional discount between the two, it's $29.16. It actually makes it cheaper to just go that route. So just keep that in mind. And on top of that, let's add in the warmer, which is, I think, like Old Glory or something. Yeah. 54. So let's add that, and we actually get an additional savings on top of it all. We get 10% off of the warmer on top of the warmer already being 10% off. So altogether, it's $77.76. If I were to just had done it this way, it's $30 plus $54. It would have been $84 versus $77.76. So it's $7 cheaper because I did it separately and entered it that way rather than trying to do the 6-bar bundle. So play around with that and, you know, look at the differences between there, because they're actually, you can probably get a better deal if you break it out instead of trying to do the 6-bar bundle. But it only benefits when it's the bars in that bundle are already on sale. If not, then the 6-pack of bars is still a better deal than just buying 6 bars, because if I did just the 6 bars, that's 30, and we're gonna do this and 6 of those. So now it is $48.60 plus $5.40. So I'm guessing that is 81. I think I can let you. All right, so $48.60 plus, oh my gosh, what was $5.40? Times 6 plus $48.60. It's $81. So still, it's a little bit cheaper because you're bundling it together with the warmer, and the warmer you're getting 10% off of that, or off of the sale price. So it's $81 versus $77. It's still cheaper to do this route if the bars are already on sale as well. So again, just play around with it. Just enter in stuff, enter in bars, just play around with it all. You'll be able to understand it. You got to get your hands in it. Otherwise, it just looks like a lot of hodgepodge mess right now. So my biggest suggestion is, while you're in this and you're learning, is just to start adding things and start messing around with it, and you'll start seeing how it operates. She's not getting any of that, so let's take that out. She's actually getting a 6-pack of bars. So let's go ahead and add her. I don't know what I did with her scents. Hold on. Might need to get into my messages. Okay. I'm actually, what do I have? I moved some of these. Do I have these 3. Pink Peony, Amber Peach, Mr. Magnolia. Oh, okay. I might have to. Oh my gosh. I cannot. Alright, so I got that. Oh wait, I don't. Well, I'll just do it. Bina, Amber Peach, which I don't have, which I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, okay, never mind. Oh, well then I couldn't do that one anyway. We're just gonna do that. For all intents and purposes, this is what we're doing. Anyway, I'll message her and let her know. I don't know, what was the cucumber blossoms? I don't remember that. I don't know. Anyway, so I'm going to show you how to do host rewards. But like I said, just play around with this. Just type in things and see what comes up. See what you can do, what you can find. Like because there's, I'm trying to figure out. Because bundle wise, I don't think there's bundles for individual. They do have Coastal Air Escape, or Escape Air, Coastal Escape Air. So yeah, just typing in things. You'll be surprised what you find. They got rid of a lot of the bundles. Like, they just changed them to where you just enter them. You just put in the warmer, you put in the bars, and it'll automatically bundle. You don't have to worry about anything. It just does it yourself. The only thing you do have to do is the 6 Scentsy bars. But on the host rewards, there are bundles available. So I'm going to show you them as I'm entering host rewards. I swear. All right. Every time I hover over the top menus, I always have to battle to get it out. Okay. I'm not going to do anything retail, so we're going to start with host credits first. I actually don't even know what I wanted. I forgot now. All right, we're gonna do bundles. We're gonna show you bundles. So if you type in 6 and space, this shows you all of the bundles that as a host they can use. They can get a warmer and 6 bars. They can get just the 6 bars, 6 packs. They can get the pods. It is the full retail price, but you can get it half off items. So if you, let's say you wanted a $65 warmer and 6 bars, we can do that for your half off item. Then it will ask, I think it will, yeah, there we go. And then it'll ask how many bundles do you want. So we only want one, so build the bundle. So then here you can pick the warmer, you can go in and pick all of the bars, and then you collect, and then there you go. So 101, which is the warmer plus the 6 bars, equals half off 50/50. If you like, I don't want that, that's insane, I can't afford that, and or maybe you entered the wrong thing. Let's say if you entered the wrong warmer and you wanted a different warmer, all you need to do is click on edit. It will bring you back to the window and to where you can change what you want. So let's say I'm going to change the warmer. I'm going to remove the item, and then I'm going to pick a different one. Bars, same thing. I want to edit the bars, and let's say I only want 4 of Farmer's Market Lane. I could update what I want, and it gives me another where I can add. So I click on the plus sign, and then now I can go and pick 2 different scents. And then we save and bundle, and we can update it. So just click on edit. That will allow you to update everything. If you are like, I clicked on the wrong warmer, I was wrong altogether, you just hit X and it will delete it. And then you can go back and do whatever you want. So that's how. I don't know if they still have like 3. Do they have 3s? Oh, well, 3 fragrance flowers. You can type in that. Scent circles. Oh God, how do I do this one? Yeah, okay. Scent circles, that will populate all the scent circles, but also the bundle. So you can click on the bundle, which that means that $20 will become 10, and you'll be able to purchase. It is you can select 2. So let's say we want to do Jammy Time, and then lemon, sugar, and sage, and then save the bundle. Now $20 of the circle 3 packs, the 2 of them are now 10. That is how you do that. And then close out of that if you don't want it. Host credits, they're kind of the same thing. If you type in 6, oh, the bundles, oh. Okay, so the only thing that's available is the 6 bars, 6 Scentsy bars. The other bundles are not available as host credits. It's only half off items. So, like I said, just type in stuff. And I think it automatically does bundle it, but I don't think it matters because we get, like, it all is the same price. Hold on, let's mess with this. I don't buy fragrance flowers that much. I usually get them on the sale. So let's add 3 bars or 3 fragrance flowers and see if it populates. All right, so it did it at $48.60. Is that right? Let's see. Was it 18 times 3 is 54. Oh, so you got it for 10% off. So you got it for 10% off on top of that, because it would be $5.40 off, so $48.60. So you still got the bundle price. I thought they said that, but I guess not. I don't buy fragrance flowers in my host rewards. Or at least that many to get the bundle price. But that is how, okay, now I want to know. Let's see if I can add 6 pods. Oh, it does. It gave 10% off on top of that. Oh, well, that's even better. Okay, so like I said, host credits are separate from half off items. You cannot use your whiff box for either of them. I'm typing in whiff. It only brings me up the washer whiff tabs. Host credits. If I type in whiff, it should be the same, which it is. No whiff box there. But if I were to go into retail and type in the whiff, it will populate the whiff box. So like I said, play around with it. As you start learning and start entering orders, you kind of will start learning what's available to what can the host actually use, what can they not use. I actually think, since we're in June, I remember seeing something of a special that's going on this month, so I was kind of curious to see if I would be able to do it. I'm not planning on getting it, but I was kind of curious to see. I'm having to pull it up here. All right. So if you host a qualifying party, you can use your half off item to get a Scentsy Air Quad for $25. So I wanted to see if I can. I think it's this one. Yeah. Look at that. That's insane. That's insane. That's $115, and you host a qualifying party, you get it for $25. Like, that's insane. That, I mean, I don't need it, but now I'm like, damn, I kind of wish, you know, if it was black, I might actually get the black one. But that's a really good deal, because if I wonder, Scentsy Air Quad, if I were to go and look for it, it's not available in the credits. It should not be available either. Yeah, it's not available. Now, if I were to just do quad, it just pops those quad squad bundle. They must have changed that. I would have liked the black one. But yeah, that's insane. $25. If you've been eyeing that, that's a good deal. That's a very, very good deal. All you would need to do is a $250 party, and you would get it for $25. That's a very, very good deal. Anyway, that is the how to enter orders and how to do that. I'm pretty sure I complicated things trying to explain the host rewards, not the host rewards, but like if it's a sale price and bundles and stuff. And like I said, my biggest advice is just go in there and start messing around. Nothing's going to happen. I don't think you're going to really screw up the party unless you manage to somehow close it or delete it. Don't do that, but just get up in here and just start typing in things. You'll find that you're able to get products. You'll find that you're able to even add in supplies into your orders. So my biggest advice is just to get in there and just start adding things and kind of playing around with it. It's the only way you're going to be able to learn. And then on your first party, that's when you can either get with me or your sponsor and kind of walk down and make sure that you're entering everything. But my biggest suggestion also is don't ever skip out on the perpetual party reward, and don't ever pay the $5 for the host rewards fee, because that's just there to tell you you haven't used your host rewards. And once you use them, well, let's go do this, and we'll add, how many can I add? Oh, I can only do one? Okay. Here we go. So now I've added stuff in here. You go to retail, it's gone now. So it automatically removes. But that is how, which I'm going to go ahead and just close out all that. But as you see, as soon as I deleted one thing, it automatically popped up saying, hey, you have a feed. So, like I said, just take your time, go into the screen and just mess around, add people to carts, add in some fake orders, get yourself readjusted to this whole screen, because you're going to be spending a lot of time entering orders on the screen. And it really, once you've gotten your first party down, it's smooth sailing after that. Alright, that's everything for you guys for how to enter party orders, individual orders, host rewards, and all that stuff like that. Feel free to comment below if you have questions or confused about anything, or other things you would want to see on the Scentsy dashboard and how it works and how it operates. And until then, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye!